Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. Today my team will share with you guys the do's and don'ts in online classes, or simply said, etiquettes in online classes. As we all know, the rise of online classes and attending lectures virtually has increased during this unprecedented time, which one of the main effects of COVID-19 for students in college and universities around the world. As classrooms have shifted to virtual platforms, we might be tempted to stay in our pajamas all day to never turn on our shower again. However, as students still enroll in classes, which are still meeting online, we will need to show up and demonstrate to our professors and lecturers that we are present, paying attention, and participating. Hence, there are some definite do's and don'ts for students in the virtual classroom. So, my team will share some reminders of how to be the best online student we can be.
In this video, we will share with you guys the etiquettes of online classes. We will talk about the do's and don'ts before online class, do's and don'ts during online class, and the do's after online class is finished. Firstly, we will talk about the do's before online classes.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Ali Afika binti Muhammad Siddiq. My metric number is 1917324. So today, I will tell you guys about what we must do before our online class. First of all, we must take a bath. So, what is the important when we take a bath before the online class? So, when we take a bath, it can help us to feel more refreshed and more energetic during the online class. Other than that, we also can prevent the feel of sleepy during the online class and help us to gain more focus during the class and help us to gain more successful in the examination. Other than that, we also must recite dua before start learning. Why dua is very important during the process in our learning? Because dua can help us to gain more barakah in the knowledge and help us to more focus during the class and more understand during the session, and it also can help us to prevent us from being forget about the topic that we learn in the class. And lastly, we must prepare well and enter the meeting as early as we can. So, what we must do to prepare the meeting early? So, first of all, we must print our lecture note beforehand. So, when we print our lecture note, we also can do the pre-read. So, it can help us to understand the topic more early and help us to gain more successful result in the examination. And the second one, we also can help the lecturer to teach us smoothly without any disturbance if we join the meeting as early as we can. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Next, we will talk about the don'ts before online classes.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Herina binti Romzi. So let's proceed to the next part, where the don't part before online classes. There are a few things that you shouldn't do before online classes. First, don't miss any of the online classes. Make sure you always check your schedule for the next day. This will give you an idea what your next class is going to be and what you're going to learn next. Hence, it will help you to prepare for the next day. Second, don't pretend like you don't have any classes, especially if your classes are early in the morning or at night. By pretending, I mean that you intentionally miss the classes even though that you know that you already have the classes at that particular time. This is because the lecturer already put so many effort to make the classes just for you. The third and the last one, don't be late. Especially when you don't have anything important to do before the online classes. Come early, at least 5 minutes before the classes started. This is to avoid any disruption during the online classes. Especially when your lecturers are using the platform such as Google Meet, where they need to admit you first before you can enter the class. Let's take a look. For example, your lecturers already start the online classes, but suddenly you come late, so the lecturer need to stop their class for a while just to admit you. So it will cause a big distraction not only for the student but also for the lecturers. So remember the 3 things that you shouldn't do before online classes. First, don't miss any classes. Second, don't pretend like you don't have any classes. Third, don't be late. There is saying by Yusuf Al-Husain, with adab, your understanding will be better. Hence, it will help you to get and preserve the barakah of the knowledge.
Now, we will share with you guys the things that we should do during online classes.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Aida Fariha binti Amir Hazani with metric number 1916946. So now, I will talk about the do's during the online class. So the first do's is do turn off your mic when you are not talking. So during the online session, if you are not talking, please turn off your microphone. It is because if your mic is turned on, everyone in the class will hear the noise around you and it will disrupt the learning session and it also will annoy your lecturer. So it is better if you make sure that your mic is turned off for the whole session on that day. For the second use, do turn on your camera if it is possible. If your surrounding is appropriate, your surrounding is suitable, please wear a proper attire and turn on the camera. It is a sign to show that we are respect and we are grateful to our lecturer who try their best to deliver the lecture online and make it more attractive and interactive for us. For the third do, if you have any questions, do ask for information first and ask the question appropriately. So during the online class, we usually use the application like Google Meet, Zoom, and Microsoft Teams. All of these applications, they have hands up button. And if you have a question, please press that button first. And if the lecturer did not notice that, then you may turn on your microphone and ask politely, like, "Excuse me, doctor, may I ask questions?" And if the lecturer said yes, then you may ask the question with a suitable and appropriate word and sentence. But if the doctor said, you may ask the question at the end of this class. So please wait patiently and take a piece of paper and write the questions on that paper so that at the end of the class, you can ask the question that you want to ask. And then for the last dose, is do listen attentively and take note on everything that the lecturer said. So during the online class, even though the lecturer cannot see you on the cam, you still have to listen to the lecture and focus in the class. It is inappropriate for you to do other things like playing your phone, or you are eating, or you are watching drama while in the online class. It is not appropriate, and it's better for you to focus during the whole class because sometimes the lecturer always give a clue, a hint for our test during the class. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Moving on, now we will talk about the things that we should not do during online classes.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My name is Fatihah Adibah Binti Mahfuz with the metric number 1913666. And today, I am going to tell you a few things that you should not do during your online classes. The first one is do not fall asleep during your online class. I think this is something that we all struggle with, right? Because we tend to think that nobody can see us during online classes, so it's okay even if we sleep. But this is not something that we should normalize because it is not respectful to do so. Our lecturers are trying their best to deliver the lecture to us while us on the other hand is sleeping? No. This is not a good behavior. Some of the tips that you can apply to prevent yourself from feeling sleepy during online classes is to sleep early the night before, so you will feel refreshed during online classes. Next, do not mock your friends. This is especially applicable during a formal session. For example, when your friends are doing the presentation, refrain yourself from mocking them or making a joke out of them because it will make them lose focus and it will disturb them from giving a clear explanation of their ideas. The next one is do not interrupt the flow of the class. For example, make sure you are not unmuting yourself when your surrounding is noisy because all of these noises will definitely
interrupt the flow of the class, and you will make your friends and your lecturers to lose their focus on the online class. Last but not least, do not scroll your social media or do something else while you are in your online classes. For example, do not watch movies while you are in your online class, because it is not respectful to do so, okay? So please focus while you are in your online class so that you can gain the most out of it. That's all for the things that you should not do during your online classes. Let's move on to the things that we should do after online classes.
Lastly, etiquette after class is finishing. We have to be thankful and respectful to the lecturers after class ends. The question is why? Well, that's because of their support, kindness, ability to teach us, and of course their dedication. In fact, not everyone is aware of the more unusual efforts lecturers made for us. Next, do take study breaks or rest before going to the next class. This will not only be great goalposts to work towards, but they will also help us feel refreshed and rejuvenated for our next study session.
Finally, we have now arrived at the conclusion of our video.
With these do's and don'ts in mind, inshallah we will be ready to succeed in our online courses and achieve our educational goals. Always believe in yourself and your capabilities, and remember, the beauty of online class is your study space can be anywhere you want it to be. That's all from us. Thank you!